Shot. If you don't know what pchee is, it's basically about a girl always chasing, literally, this boy she loves. I highly suggest you watch it. It's on YouTube and Netflix. Only different in this is that they actually talk. Also thanks for 400 followers. They're at it again, said Kirishima, one of Izuku's friends, watching Ochako chase Izuku around the village again. I think it's pretty sweet how much Ochako loves him, said Mina, one of Ochako's friends. Me and him were supposed to spar today though, said Kirishima in disappointment with his shirt already been ripped off. Izuku kept running and running as Ochako got ever so closer. Why does she keep doing this? Izuku asked himself looking back. Unfortunately he wasn't looking where he was going and he tripped right over a rock and fell down, giving Ochako the perfect chance to pounce on her open crush. She jumped on him and gave him kisses all over his face while hearts appeared out of nowhere all around them. Izuku just took it so he could get it over with. He was starting to get used to this since she did this every day. I love you Izuku tilde, said Ochako in between her daily kisses. I know, but can you please stop? Asked Izuku. Why? Asked Ochako still kissing. Because you do this without my consent. Said Izuku. When you're in love you don't need consent, said Ochako. Izuku just rolled his eyes as she finished up. Thanks Izuku. How about we go wrong together and I can serve you some yummy food as a date? Asked Ochako. He didn't answer. He just took the opportunity to run away. Ochako was about to run after him but she heard the three men at the go wrong calling for her and she had to leave Izuku for later. Izuku breathed heavily back at his house and he wiped his face clean. I think I lost her. Now I can focus on my training, thought Izuku. He went outside his house and deep into the forest hoping for no further distractions. He sat down and he began to meditate. Clear your mind Izuku. Clear your mind, thought Izuku as he meditated. Unfortunately for him some of the ninjas that bother him often came by for a surprise attack. One of the ninjas threw a shuriken at him and Izuku caught it with 2 fingers and tossed it aside. What do you want Kachan? Asked Izuku. I'm here to finally beat you, said Izuku's enemy Bakugo, the head ninja with his sword. The other ninjas rushed at him and Izuku stood up and took them out with ease one by one out. Useless, every one of you, shouted Bakugo at his fallen comrades in anger. Izuku held his sword in his hands as Bakugo jumped at him. They both jumped into the air and slashed at each other completely hitting each other's balls against each other. You're not winning today Deku, said Bakugo. Really? What makes you so sure? Asked Izuku as they both landed on the ground after exchanging blows. I figured out your weakness, said Bakugo. I'm a trained ninja with tons of skills. I have no weakness, said Izuku. Really? Well maybe that look it's Ochako, said Bakugo pointing behind him. Where? Asked Izuku looking behind him in fear. Bakugo used this distraction and threw 2 shurikens at him hitting his shirt sending him towards and pinning him against a tree. Your girlfriend is your weakness, smiled Bakugo. She's not my girlfriend, said Izuku trying to break free but it was useless. Whatever. Now I have you right where I want you. Now I can finally end this, said Bakugo raising his sword at Izuku. Just then they both could hear a bunch of rumbling. An earthquake, said Bakugo. The sound of trees crashing into the ground could be heard and Izuku and Bakugo could see something very fast coming towards them. What is da? Bakugo got a kick in the face, sending him flying and hitting the dirt. Ochako had come to Izuku's rescue and completely sucker-kicked Bakugo with her inhuman strength. She looked very mad, but she turned happy looking at Izuku. She immediately kicked the tree down, sending it crashing to the ground. She walked over to Izuku and took out the shurikens and immediately grabbed a hold of him and planted kisses all over his face once again. Did he hurt you, Izuku? Asked Ochako in between her affection. No. But how did you know I was in trouble? Asked Izuku, feeling her lips pressed against his skin. My Izuku meter was going off. And I had a feeling you were here. It's how I always find you, said Ochako, then kissing his lips. No matter how many times they went through this, Izuku would always blush and wipe his face after she finished. But today, just because she saved him, he wouldn't complain about this. That, and a little part of him enjoyed this. Short, just like each episode on YouTube.
Finally, we can relate. Our side by side. This is me. I knew all along we'd find some way to come.